Hey, welcome. Welcome, Phoenix. As it is, today is sort of a different stream. I mean, it's kind of orthodox as we've done before, but in essence, we're just chilling. We did a run, cold plunge, and we are just chilling in the forest, doing a bit of meditation, just holding space for whatever's flowing through. Chilling, doing some pan flute. But ultimately, in probably about 5, 10 minutes, we'll head down, we'll head back to our studio, and we'll resume what we usually do. And part of my recent vision with my YouTube has been very clear. I mean, of course, being a YouTuber, it's kind of like you're juggling all these creative ideas and maybe these levels of indifference and, maybe desiring to gratify yourself with metrics and all these bizarre dimensions of it, right? Which I personally, of course, like to explore with an open mind, but also, be very honest in how I manage these things, be exploratory and how I understand the process of being a YouTuber, an extension, the process of being a sound healer. And long story short, I've kind of had this vision that's kind of a marriage of various things that I do for content, my long format content. And in essence, it's very simple. I think I feel the desire to continue to, of course, put out various types of content, just focus on putting out simple, palatable guitar type tutorials via shorts. But shorts also, there's some massive shifts in YouTube, the YouTube sphere, where YouTube is making it so you have to get 20 million views every 90 days to stay monetized via shorts, which is quite something. But personally, I see it as an invitation to kind of be like, okay, well, we can playfully explore shorts. Like, I think my long term vision is I'm going to put out shorts where I'm teaching guitar tutorials and etc., like guitar techniques and stuff. But the idea is I'm probably going to, in the future, segue into releasing various almost like little packages of condensed information of how people, if they want to learn guitar, courses basically. But the larger vision of what I think I'm going to do with my YouTube content is basically I want to release videos where I'm going to be doing like 2 minute, 3 minute, very, I would say, potent, very high quality audio meditative journeys, as the similar to the one that I just released, like 5 days back, right? The one that's like you're entering a DMT-esque portal, and I had this beautiful sound journey that I created when I was on LSD actually last week. But the idea is what I'm going to do is I'm going to churn out a bunch of those, 2, 3 minutes, very like deep, deep dives into a powerful sound journey that's using all the sounds, very beautifully curated. But the idea is I'm going to probably either theme these to certain cultures. I'll be like, all right, this is maybe an immersion into ancient Japan. And then what I'll do is I'll introduce visuals, maybe like visuals of like quantum particles bubbling or universal, I don't know, cosmic, I don't know, cosmic space journeys or something woven into philosophies. That's what it's going to be. Like 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes, probably like 2 minutes to keep it, palatable, where you'll have all these beautiful visuals with the meditative sound journey. And then I'll have like core philosophies, like philosophical quotes woven into this. So it'll be like a visual journey that's very palatable, but also you're receiving a sound journey. I was like, I think this is what I'm going to try to focus. Just banging out a bunch of those sound journeys, edit it very nicely with beautiful philosophical quotes, and create this like interesting content experience. See how that performs. But yeah, anyway, sort of streaming into I welcome. Yeah, let's look at our comment section. Identify as a phone. Nice. Oh, damn. Nice. You identify as a phone. Wow. I gotta say, bro, living as a phone and an embodiment as a phone, a smartphone, seems like I couldn't imagine a worse hell. That sucks. That sucks to hear. Welcome. What's good? Digimon. Rocket League. Wow, those are both dope as fuck. Digimon, yeah, slaps. So does Rocket League. I like this place. Yeah, bro. This is my meditation spot for today. We're just in the forests of Westwood. It's my cold plunge spot. It's my cold plunge spot that I always go to. Lesser lately, I've been doing cold plunges indoors because there's actually a lot of smog right now in BC, but yes, sir. Let's see. What are you saying? Yes. What has happened to Rebecca? Rebecca. 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 I'm assuming you mean Rebecca, that charming Russian, that Russian kind of like model looking chick, or that Russian, yeah, lady that would pop in and say, I don't know, there's a lot of like, charming individuals that come in strides. I don't know. I've been putting a little bit of a gas pedal on the streaming because I've been trying to focus. Long story short, I've been focusing on making, higher quality meditative journeys and taking a lot of time to just like be present, integrate, do lots of psychedelics. That's kind of been my focus. And when I do that, I often stray away from desiring to do live streams very, very much too much. But yeah, long story short, I want to start gigging. Like that's kind of where my livelihood of reality has been, is I really want to start making high quality edition tapes for my music. Basically just do what I'm doing that I'm going to release in content, but make these in live meditative offerings and start to just do gigs. I'm actually going to make a gig salad and start just putting my music out there and be like, do you need to hire a guitarist? But anyway, yeah, Nick Slays, how can I live like this? The wife and son, I want to be peaceful, but my wife always calls me yelling and my kid cries. Oh, whoa. Huh. Interesting. I don't know what to tell you. I do not know what to tell you. Nice. Floyd, you have some good news. Nice, man. Absolutely. Feel free to share. I'm in BC, British Columbia forests right now. We're just going to spend about 5-10 minutes chilling, maybe talking about some core philosophies that have been flown through, probably related to meditation, probably meditate for a bit. And then we're going to head back to my studio, and I'm just going to record some sound pieces for sound journeys. And I don't know. From there, we're probably going to go to the beach, so probably keep it pretty short. But, just sending love to you fellow human beings. Yes. But yeah, as I've been kind of sharing, or I think I talked about, I kind of low-key unlocked a very extensive meditation practice last week or the other week, when I did this LSD and I created that DMT-esque inspired sound journey when I was on LSD. But I had an epiphany where I basically started to meditate for about an hour a day. And part of this realization, I talked about this briefly in my last stream, part of this realization came from a raw curiosity of being like, but what is the desire? Like, what is the reason, personally, one should desire to meditate for 30 minutes, for upwards of an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours per day? Like, what really is the tangible reason or purpose that one could identify with why they might desire to be like, you know what, let's meditate for frickin' 40 minutes, an hour, right, per day, every day, consistently? Like, what is the reason to actually, like, suspend space and time. Give yourself like full permission to be like, you know what? For an hour, I'm going in this portal and I'm desiring to dedicate this to this. Long story short, about a week ago, 7 days back, when I meditated for an hour and a half on LSD, I very actively had a very powerful wave of epiphanies. Now, the reality is meditating for an hour per day or even 30, 40 minutes, relatively challenging. Like, not even like beyond the actuality of like, okay, physically, if your spine can be straight and you have the time to suspend, and it's like there's a mechanism of the mind of you look at your reality, you're like, oh, I desire to meditate. I really desire to create an extensive meditation practice. It appears that it's very, very counterintuitive to a lot of the paradigms, the routines, the dimensions of stimulus. The way we basically carry out a reality is very counter to organically embrace an hour, say, meditation practice. Like if you look at it, you're in your routine, you wake up, you're like, is this the time when I wake up? Well, after I eat or drink some cacao or whatever you do, or before you go to sleep, or is it when here and there? It seems, I mean, when you realize it, when you feel it, when you have a sort of a recognition, a recognizing of a realization of what exactly is your deepest desire, of why you're like, wait a second, wait a second. Meditation is doing something very exquisite for the mind that is genuinely meaningful in such a deep way that you couldn't even put into words. For me, it was like this was a raw curiosity. Where I was like, what would occur? What would occur? Seriously, like what metaphysically, what neurologically, what psychologically would and will occur and has been occurring when you desire to be like, you know what, let's just do this. 30 minutes, 40-minute sessions, multiple times a day. What exactly is on the other side of this? And I'll let you, and the reality is obviously it's going to take extensive periods of time, basically, to see the fullest benefits of this practice. Basically, what I'm saying is, what I realized on the LSD is, what if the reality is meditation is not something that's meant to be done in like 5-10 minute bursts? You can do that. But what if meditation's actually supposed to be something that you're supposed to engage in for about an hour and a half, just to receive, say, 5 or 10 minutes of the benefit or the 0 point state or whatever epiphany sits at the end of that hour session? Like, what if meditation is literally the benefit in any sort of tangible right is only received from extensive meditation sessions that is only at the very end and doing it consistently? This is kind of what my mind was sitting with. But anyways, we're behind on comments, but this is how we are. And thank you, Phoenix. Thank you for helping facilitate. People are getting crazy this day. How are you going to live as a phone? Yeah. I guess you're extending off that bit. Bro, well, how are we going to live as a phone? Who knows, bro? In this reality, guess what? Leaf. It's Leaf now, but guess what? In 5-10 years time, in 5 years time, man, people will be living like a phone. Like, that's not a nightmarish metaphor. That's not going to be a reality for some. People hook up to Neuralink. People hook up to a complex AI algorithm. You're basically becoming like a biological technology that's going to like I guess coexist and interweave with the technology that is smartphones. So there's going to be some people, probably not the way, I would say, that are going to be in some real actuality living as a device, as a product of deep technological patterning. And that sucks. It's only going to get worse before it gets better, I would say. Yeah. I applied for transfer to USF to continue my premier major, going to medical school eventually. Nice. Nice, man. Yeah, there's something beautiful about being in a classroom of passionate individuals. And as I know, you're pretty young, man. You're pretty young, Hunter. So yeah, that's I think a perfect exposure and immersion for you. Yeah. Have I done any psychedelic live streams? No. Well, as I've underlined, I do not desire to enter the stream space, under any sort of any sort of altered state. I, exclusively stream completely sober, and I don't think that's ever going to change for multiple reasons. I mean, the core reason is, of course, when I'm in an altered state, I don't desire at all to even look at my phone. It just seems like a really weird entity where I'm like, nah. Like, intuitively, I'm like, I'd rather do nothing or sit alone and play guitar. However, it's very likely that you guys have experienced my energy in these streams when I'm fresh out of a psychedelic portal. Like, I would say hours and hours and hours after, a Changa experience or Shroom experience. Like, it's very likely that it's like you've seen the afterglow. And it's honestly, it's not much different from how I show up in general. It's basically the same thing, but the only difference is, you know, I myself, I'd say I'm more distracted, but in a very organic way. It's like I'm more like less distracted. I'm more present, I'd say. And in presence, I don't desire to, look at my phone and just be like, hey, let's do this and that thing. Hey, man, you're awesome. Both my parents are narcissists, controlling psychopath traits. Oh, man. How do I find the strength to move on? Wow. That's an interesting lens. I mean, yeah, bro. Weirdly enough, I think about that frequently. Like, I think about that actually. Weirdly enough, it pops in my head every couple days, I would say. Like, trying to really sit with the pathology of narcissism and people that struggle with that. Um, I mean, I think, bro, honestly, I'm not an expert. I'm not a professional of any sort. Maybe music, but but that's not, yeah. But I would say, in my experience, when you're dealing with narcissists and manipulators, my unprofessional opinion is just you have to set firm boundaries. Like, no matter what. I'm fortunate that I kind of like have a sort of tendency to push away and like repel narcissists and manipulators, kind of just like, you know, it's just been I think it's just the way I operate. I'm a very like, direct and to the point, and I have a good awareness of boundaries and, I don't know, integrity and blah blah blah. So yeah, I don't experience a lot of narcissists in real time. Um, but the reality is, the exposure that I have had, like manipulators, narcissists, you really want to create firm boundaries. Understand what boundaries are, what your boundaries are, what feels, you know, rooted to you, what feels integral to you. So know yourself very authentically. When you know yourself, like, it's like this is like an invitation if you're experiencing these things, these people. And it's unfortunate if this is like your parental figures. That's a complex phenomena where that's an unfortunate reality that some people are raised by people that are very pathologically ill. But you can choose to be your own human being. You can authentically root yourself and create firm boundaries and be like, you know what? It is what it is, and you deserve peace, clarity. You don't have to operate out of the patterns your parents do. It's the same sort of ultimatum I would suggest to anyone experiencing any sort of, you know, wound, patterning, or ancestral trauma. It's like, you don't have to become your parents. You're not a victim of this circumstance. And that's really hard to sit with sometimes for all of us, myself included. Like, we got to accept that we are, in fact, capable of transcending our patterning and becoming whoever we want to become in the most beautiful, larger context. And how, weirdly enough, all this comes actually in a central area, into a central point about why I think meditation is so transformative. Because if you really think about it, if you really think about what meditation can offer, like, of course, there's multiple realms of self-awareness and psychological, I don't know, analysis and, I don't know, showing up in behavioral patterns and psychedelic, maybe medicine intervention and etc. but meditation, like think of what meditation is, right? Meditation is like a central rooting in who you are and being at peace with who you are and reinforcing that. And basically, it makes you indomitable. It makes you like, and this was kind of part of the core realization I had when I was in meditation on LSD a week ago is think about this. Now, I haven't really fully integrated this, but think about this, right? A lot of us in this world, as men especially, we're sort of taught to combat the farces, combat the turmoil and the shadows of the world, the darkness, the monstrosities of the world. We're taught to combat that with almost like an adversarial energy. Like we're supposed to combat it. We're supposed to like, be like, the way is we got to be like, we got to maybe meet it with frustration, maybe, or almost even rage, right? We're taught that that is maybe part of that's like an innate part. It's like you got to be a strong sort of warrior, which is true to some degree. But a realization I had in meditation is what if one of the most powerful ways to combat the shadow of the collective and the shadows of the world, the darkness of the world, is by rooting yourself in such exquisite, powerful awareness via a very enhanced meditation practice that lets you connect with the metaphysical domains that are in front of you and inside of you. It's basically like realizing that you can combat a lot of the shadows of the world, people in the realest emanations by knowing yourself, by having such a heightened awareness and a rooted awareness of what you are and how to basically calm yourself, how to be aware and vigilant in the moments that matter. Like, we really think about what greater tool could you have for meeting your adversary or the farce that is the very real shadows of the human expression, your fellow human beings. Like you see a man or a person, man or woman in this world, but namely for me, I see it in the faces of, men, where you see like, wow, this person is disintegral or morally just broken, right? And you might feel that's frustrating. What greater tool to trust that you can deal with these moments, maybe say the things that need to be said or deal with this moment in a mature and intelligent way than being so rooted and profoundly self-aware and just aware as a whole. How do you do this? Well, extensive meditation practice. It prepares your mind to meet the adversary, to meet the, opposing forces that may manifest as the shadow, the shadows of people. How you can deal with these things. You can basically deal with, people better by having a greater awareness, a heightened awareness. It's like almost like a no-mind approach where the better you're rooted within yourself, the more at peace you are, the more calm and more collected and emotionally intelligent you can show up. You can be more prepared to deal with these shadow emanations of what is in front of you. You don't have to meet it with frustration or ego or rage, right? We're humans. These are parts of it. But, what greater tool than to just know yourself? I don't know, but my heart goes out to you, brother or sister. It sucks. But all I can say is it's good to know, just know that you're infinite. You have infinite capability to become whoever you want to be. You are not your parents. You never will be, never have to be. It's a deep truth that we all have to realize at one time or another. And the deeper part of it is, yeah, you can just successfully transcend these things. You can successfully like grow into the person you want to be. And part of that's probably setting firm boundaries with these people that are pathological in nature. I don't know. Anyway, hello, Yule, what's poppin'? Greetings from Russia. Welcome. Blessings from Canada. Blessings from Canada to Russia. Russia's awesome. Privyet. Microdosing just joined. Microdosing? What about microdosing? I'm a proponent of microdosing all day long. I mean, I'm sober, of course, right now. And I've been a proponent of microdosing liquid LSD, every like week or so. Um, True microdoses been very helpful for facilitating deep meditation practice. And every once in a while, every couple weeks, I'll sit with mushrooms, and every like week or so, I'll sit with microdoses of changa, changa DMT. But I don't know, you know, psychedelic medicines are beautiful, but the reality is the tools that we can apply outside of psychedelia, those are the real medicines that we have infinite ability to apply. Meditation, like truest, in the truest extent. Nice. Where are you? In my country, it's 11 p.m. How behind are we here? A little bit behind. I'm in British Columbia, my friend. Inside the screen. No, it's 3 o'clock here. It's 3 o'clock. Interesting. 3 o'clock. I think we're going to focus on doing a bit of meditation for a short period, and then we're going to go back to our studio, record some sounds for some sort of sound journey, and then probably pretty promptly, within 40 minutes, head down to the beach. I think so. Well, Yukon, your facilities have failed you because there's no green screens here. That would be too much work. Who does a green screen? Yeah, I mean, for those that are present here, here we are. Here we are. We chilling. This is a tree. That's what a tree looks like. And yo, we got these guys. We got these, I like these. These are, what are they called? Huckleberries, I believe. Yeah, huckleberries. Nope, nah, failed. They're very good. They're like, kind of like mild raspberry taste. Like very, very mild, but like fresh. Because of course they're from the ground. Yeah, they're great. Huckleberries, I'm always stoked. There's certain areas where there's just massive waves of huckleberries everywhere. Yeah, no green screens here. I don't know what's... honestly, a green screen would be legendary. Let's be real here. If someone had a green screen and you're employing green screens creatively, how cool. How cool, I would say. But, nah, I've never played around with green screens. Maybe in the future, sure, but maybe not. I don't know. I think you just gotta live and go and show the environment. Where are you? This, that. Yes. Bless. Thank you for being here, Ashley. Isla Nova. Very nice. Are you a wizard? Do a trick. I don't consider myself a wizard, but I don't know. Most of my partners do say I have like a sorcerer kind of energy. And who knows, one day I want to grow a big wizard beard. Because I'm Ukrainian and English, I can't really grow facial hair. But that's probably going to change, who knows? When I'm like 40 years old, I'll just but I can do this. Yeah. But most of what I do is pretty magical, I could say. In the sense of, it's just creating music is magic, in a sense. Dancing, qigong, energetic practice. They're all beautiful, very ancient things that I think evoke energy, of course. It's not a thing I ever was like, all right, I'm going to be XYZ wizard and really just pull that thread. But these are just things I've done for many years that I'm very attracted to. So, I don't know. Yeah. Instead of saying it is what it is, we should saying it is whatever I make it and what I want to be. Yeah, yeah. It is what it is an interesting one where I think it just means it's a literary sentiment. Just like saying I accept things for what they are, in this moment. But I like the one that says it is and it is not, and so it is. That's my favorite sentiment, where it's like it is and it is not. It is and it is so and it is not so, and so it is. Because that's acknowledging the infinite nature. It's like, it's acknowledging the sort of the quantum, that things are in fact infinite. It's like, yeah, it is this way as you perceive it, but it is also this way. Both are true. And then so it is. So you believe that it is or it is not. And it is always going to be. So it's both. So that's the reality. And it's true. Yeah. True story. Absorb whatever it is I'm sitting on in the loneliness of Portal Tomb in Ireland. Huh. Very nice, Spiral. That's very nice. I don't want to be a cyborg. Nah, bro. Honestly, no matter how much we believe technology is, I don't know, going to facilitate some sort of growth revolution, none of us want that. None of us want to lose our humanity. None of us, if you're like in the deepest level, it's like, I think about this a lot and express this and try to, really understand this. Is like, it's in the simplest right, smartphones, social media, they're an exact, direct, I'd say, reflection of what we as humans desire and don't desire, right? It's we desire connection. We desire to connect with our fellow human being. And many of us feel disconnected, myself included, right? We go through waves where we feel profoundly disconnected from each other. And it's sad because sort of as, sort of an underlining, like, we as humans, we do, like, this is kind of the essence. I was meditating on this and thinking about this in my cold plunge, and I, labeled to stream this. It takes a village to heal a human being, to raise a human being, to fully, evolve and mature and to heal, right? A human being, one human being, you as a singular human being, it takes a village, it takes a tribe, it takes a community, right? It takes a village. And what does that mean? I mean, that really is just inviting the idea that as a human being, we need each other. You need your brethren, you need your sister, you need your elders, you need your younglings, you need all of them collectively in a village. You influence, you help, inspire, you uplift, you shape and forge perspective. We're never meant to just be as we are alone. We're never meant to be like, it's just me and I'm going to evolve into this full-fledged human being. I mean, maybe at some part of, whoa, there's a little micro bird over here, like a tiny baby bird. Wow. That's so cool. Oh, maybe I can flip. It's just hopping around over here. Oh, maybe we can zoom. Oh, no, now he's over there. You can kind of see, this guy. Legend. Oh, he's coming closer now. I don't know if, wow. He's like doing all these crazy little parkour and consuming something. Is he getting bugs or is he getting like leaves? That's insane. For some reason my phone, now it's zooming in. Okay. Very nice. Now I think he's getting out of camera's view. But yeah, long story short, it does take a village to raise and to heal a human. We need friendships, kinships, community, tribe. We need that to fully mature and evolve. Like, we need those reflections of all the different spectrums of humans. We need our elders, we need our younglings, we need our brothers, our sisters, right? We need all that. And probably obvious to many, to some degree. But it's a blissful reminder. And again, as humans, when we look at, you look at often, a lot of us, we're suffering and struggling from this kind of like disconnect, right? We're in this weird bubble where we're like, but social media is fulfilling me. It's fulfilling something. It's fulfilling connection, maybe. It's fulfilling XYZ, who knows? But the reality is, what are you really seeking? Like, what is it you're actually on the deepest level of your core being desiring to find? In many rights, it's probably a spiritual connection. It's probably a spiritual, kinship. You think you want some sort of like baser surface level thing. You think you want this or validation of the ego and this validates that, but you actually genuinely desire something on a spiritual level. And this deeply streams into how I feel we experience the opposite sex and how we navigate romantic pursuits. Like, you think on some level, we're like, but this person or this materialistic dimension, who knows? All these elements are humans. We like it, all these dimensions. But on the deepest level, we truly do seek something spiritual, spiritual resonance with a fellow human being, whether this is the opposite sex or friends or whomever. It's just, we really do seek that, whether we recognize it or not, or even identify that or not yet. It's what we're unconsciously seeking, always. Food for thought. The way things are in this world, things can only get better. I mean, yeah. That's a good perspective. And that's true. I don't know. They could get worse. I'm not sure if we're in that wave where things are at the lowest of lows, but we're getting there. I think we're going to hit there in the next like 5 years. But I don't know. Who knows? Maybe things will align and realign better. Nice cape. Thank you. Weirdly enough, these are actually pants. These are like a type of pants you tie up that also you can just wear, and it wears like a cape. Yeah, it's great. Delicious, high quality, fantastic cope. Nice. Very nice. Wow. Very nice. Everyone like Mr. Shoutout. Wow. Thank you, dog. Mr. Shoutout. That's very kind of you, brethren. Phoenix, I found you beautiful. She is an angel, yes. Do you like alchemist stuff? Huckleberry muffins. Huckleberry, man, that's a grand idea. Cooking with huckleberries. Insanely grand idea. Truly. Yeah, I don't usually wear these pants like this, like a cape, but it's like, fuck it. Whew. Nice. Look like Pocahontas. Very nice. I mean, why not? I don't even remember who Pocahontas or what she looks like other than her ethnicity. But yeah, no, I'm sure that's beautiful. Hey, thank you, Saxon. Enthrall yourself in the whirl of life. Transcendence isn't humble. Interesting. Yeah. In the world of life. Yeah, there's some. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Transcendence is radical. That's a beautiful, powerful quote, I would say. Because, transcendence, healing, spiritual integration. I can talk about it a lot, but we'll keep that sort of very minute or brief. It's, bro, the actual journey of a spiritual journey is requiring a lot of radical intervention. Like, it takes a lot of radical shifts to actually step outside of the programming and begin to align yourself with a higher path. It's not meek, it's not passive, it's not just going to occur naturally. The unnatural path in many rights is weaving deeper into the programming. It's going deeper into the unconscious. So it does require a very radical, authentic, penetrating presence to allow yourself to actually awaken to some sort of transcendence or spiritual path. Like, that's the reality. It's not, Seeking only pure awareness and understanding is a result of dissociative life, and you have to find balance between action and reflection. Good words. Thank you for sharing, Birdricker. Try to understand the entirety of everything. It's like trying to measure the coastline. Yeah, bro. That's the absolute truth. Is like, even in the essence of like understanding why it requires a village, friends, acquaintances, community, tribe to grow, to evolve, to heal, to integrate. We surely, as human beings, can never have the wholest dimension of truth. You cannot. Like, I think Matthias de Stefano was the one that kind of articulated this. Many people articulate this in various ways. But we don't have all the truth. None of us as individuals hold the entirety of truth. We just don't. We never can. We're here to help each other find truth, to reflect to each other, project each other. We're supposed to help each other reveal truth. But none of us as individuals has the fullest domain of truth. And that's, of course, that's why it's important to be humble and be like, all right, let us just figure it out. Help each other, more or less. Something. Viral. Look who it is. Hello. What's good, Abby? I'm not sure who made it. I am me, a conglomerate of pixels formed perfectly. Yeah. An in synchronization. Yeah. Conglomerate of pixels. Humans are very impressive and ambitious. Yeah, very impressive and ambitious. But holy shit, bro. We are much. Yes, we are intense. Dudette. What's up, Dudette? Miss Sierra, what? I bless. Thank you, Phoenix. Bro, I want to find myself. Interesting. Well, you're on the way, dog. You know, you're on your way. If you're desiring, if you're putting that out there, you're just like, I want to find what it is you're here for, your role, who you are. You just got to envision. You got to be ambitious. You got to desire to seek. You know, you got to just go on that quest and crystallize the vision to become who you are. And I think, of course, unfortunately, in this world, it's more vital to understand who you are not. You know, you got to strip away a lot of what the society often will program you to think you are and just be whoever you want to be, you know? And I think it's simple in essence. Really, it's like if you want to be who you are, you just got to follow joy. You got to let yourself honor that which elicits joy. It's like a stripping away, I would say. Yeah. Good luck with that, Inkino. Hello, hello, hello. And thank you so much, Mr. Shutout. Appreciate that, brother. Appreciate that. That's wicked. We're just about at the $100. It's been like a month and a half, I think. We haven't been like really focusing the stream space. But I'm just like, yeah, I think I'll officially be able to almost hit the $100 payout. I don't know. But really appreciate the support, brother. Let's go. Wow, bless, Mr. Shutout. Appreciate you, brother. You know, the monetary expression is dope, but yeah, bro, the ability and the desire to just like introduce that energy and just lift another creator, that's beautiful. I appreciate that, brother. I hope, I'm looking forward to in the future being in a place where, you know, I can confidently just throw goodwill at other creators. Like 1000%. It's a good place. Magic. Haha, yeah. Phoenix and Majestic, thank you for guiding me here. Welcome, saw this channel live. Appreciate it. Wow. Thank you, bro. Welcome to this portal. Hello, Mia. What's good, Mia? I'm in British Columbia. Any tips for surviving out in the wild? Man, I mean, not my thing, not what I do, not my specialty. But if you want to learn about surviving the wild, I would say Xander Butnick is a very good resource. He's a very dedicated, devoted critter. Xander, it's spelled like Xander, Budnick. Xander Budnick. Very interesting fellow, very hilarious dude. He's also from Canada. He's in like Toronto. But he's a survivalist YouTuber. I really appreciate his content about how to survive in the wild. I would say the essence of what I take away from Xander is identify food sources, learn how to navigate portages with your canoe, learn how to make a fire in any scenario, and navigate water sources, and learn how to build a shelter. I don't know. I'm not a survivalist. I'm not a survivalist YouTuber, but who knows? One day I would love to try. Waking up bright. Yo, thank you. This is not the usual stream style, but of course, you know, I'm sure we're all just doing whatever, you know? Everyone appreciates the forest, I imagine. I appreciate the forest. Yeah. Go back to your inner child. Absolutely. Yeah. Seemed like someone who would give me a side quest if I came up to you in the woods. Nice. Man, I don't think I've given side quests out directly, but I imagine I could. Maybe that's a part of what I need to start doing, genuinely. Like, actually just, like, hold little scrolls or little, like, trinkets and just be like... Dude, there's so many small birds here. I don't know why exactly, but there's tons of miniature birds everywhere here today. This is a good decision. This is a good decision to be in the forest. Cause I got high, just cause I got high. That's a great song, yeah. Phoenix was that. Welcome, welcome. Spend time. Yeah, spend time with Source. Yeah, bro. Bro, side quests are the secret to life. I really believe that, actually. Like, I don't think about side quests a lot, but I think you're 100% right. Side quests are the answer. Genuinely, it's like if you can bless other people with adventure and like adventurous spirit, I think that actually is like a very powerful thing. I think in all truth, half of what I do in my time, maybe not half, maybe like 40% is just going to random spots and playing music for people. You know, I see it as kind of blessing the space, but I think it's also like people are on little quests where they're achieving something. Like I remember the other day I went to the beach and genuinely had this fellow, or there was this chick and these two dudes that were from Toronto, I believe. Yeah, they're from Toronto. And this was their second day in BC, and they were at this beach. And I remember they were on shrooms, and I randomly just started playing my music, like set up my whole busking setup, and was just creating a little portal. And I remember at this moment, like this chick is just like watching me very closely, and I remember just being like very enamored. I'm like, thank you for your appreciation. And then I went and talked to them, and she's like telling me she's on mushrooms, and they're like, we're all on mushrooms. I'm like, yes. I'm like, wow. I could have never expected this, but this is probably why I'm here. And this is probably why it's like I was playing this little portal, the sound journey, and they're on mushrooms. And they were telling me, they're like, oh man, there's a lot of intense energy here. But now we feel grounded. They're like, we're, really appreciated that. It's interesting because I was like, I didn't know why exactly I was there. I was just like, I'm here to kind of just play music. And the fact that I, you know, was able to help them guide through a mushroom journey, that is a high praise and a high calling, I would say. I appreciate making their mushroom journey just that much better. I'm definitely completely sober, but I'm feeling very, very psychedelic, let's say. I also did a long run before this, so that's probably runner's high. Nice runner's high. Interesting. Yeah, I cannot advocate enough the means of just once you figure out, like once you find individually what it is that allows you to sit in meditation, like what it's very individualistic, I feel, but it's also like a pretty universal thing. Wow, 11 people just chilling watching me meditate. But like the absolute truth of like you can give yourself full permission, because this is what I think part of meditation was so magical within it. It's really giving yourself full permission to realize that one, time isn't real. your desire to do, to achieve, to try to stimulate yourself into something. So many birds. Whoa. But yeah, your ability to like suspend reality temporarily and acknowledge that nothing is real, time isn't real, etc., even for 10, 20, 30 minutes, that is very healthy for the mind. And once you come to that conclusion continually, you regularly engage in that mentality, you're just like, time is not real. Just you slip into like a weird sort of state where it's like you kind of begin to sort of not feel real in a beautiful way. Like you actually begin to like acknowledge the fact of like you close your eyes and your breath is in a very controlled pace, and suddenly everything is like a pulsating sort of like ethereal sort of intangible thing where you're just like, my eyes are closed, but you almost feel that sensation where you recognize that you're not even necessarily here. And that takes a little bit of patience and time, but really, welcome. Mentally unwell? Yeah, I don't know, bro. You are what you see, brother. What's this pyramid scheme? What? I don't know what to tell y'all. Yes. Boy, thank you, brother. I'm constantly just I'm being distracted beautifully by all these birds. These like tiny birds. It must be like some sort of baby bird, sequence. Sent me to the Canadian woods. Yo, thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for the support. Who also loves the old green? The good old green. Who also loves the good old green? I think you mean ganja. I think ganja's dope, but I don't smoke it. Not anymore. You haven't used ganja in like 11 years, but it's great. I think it's a beautiful compound when used with the intention and awareness, but I don't know. I don't smoke anything, except for Changa sometimes. Yeah. To care for the earth and sustain us. Yes. Beautiful words, D2. Solar flare. To care for the earth sustains us in all the forms and share it. It's just such a deep truth. Like the earth, brothers and sisters. Like, look at this. Just earth. Just earth. I don't know why. This is something that my friend, she used to do a lot. She's just like, you ever realize you can just dig soil near trees and smell it, and it has like a beautiful aroma? It's like all the different aromas of earth, which is, wow. Absolutely true. Yeah. Goodbye. Bless. Hey, thank you for being here, man. He's in the spiritual realm. Oh no. Is he on shrooms? Nope. I don't do streams on psychedelics for many reasons. But of course, the core reason is, why would I? If I was on psychedelics, I would be in the trees, away from my phone, probably thinking about life, bro. Thinking about like what's going on, having my psyche unravel very, very naturally. But nah, I mean, I guess maybe you're referring to me laughing and saying I'm feeling like I'm on psychedelics. But that's just, I don't know, bro. That's just a natural expression. What is this pyramid scheme? No pyramid scheme. Far from a pyramid scheme. I would say I'm basically the opposite of a pyramid scheme. I would basically say I advocate like the exact opposite model of a pyramid scheme. I'm of Andrew Huberman's model of a zero cost value. I want to offer value of every given expression as much as humanly possible, literally nothing. I do not have desire to pyramid scheme anything. Food for thought. Wow, so many interesting bird sounds. I don't know. All planets and stars create helium and other gases, which escapes the atmosphere and contributes to space. Acid. Not today. Again, I will not be on a YouTube stream. That's to YouTube. I am professional. But nah, like, I don't do streams on psychedelics ever. I'm always sober. Every single stream I've done, I'm pure sober. If I'm on a psychedelic, I won't be on a stream. Yeah. Is it possible to meditate in the red room while the subs are on blast? Yes, it's very possible, bro. I'd say it's even more possible, I would say. Yeah. I know many people when they're new to the red room scene where they get overwhelmed sometimes, by all the energy. So all they do is they go a bass massage, as they call it. So they go and sit by the bass speakers and let the bass just flow through them with headphones in or earphones in, of course, earplugs. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I've been thinking so much lately, actually, about. I've been thinking about this for weeks now, but I've been very like enamored and even more enamored than usual with learning bass synthesis or wave synthesis, bass design, basically. There's many reasons to learn bass design, to make intricate, beautiful bass music, but also basses are very beautiful. Like if you can learn to make basses as a sound healer, as a meditative journeyer, you could genuinely create bass elements to a journey. Like you could just be like creating a sound journey, and then you could just be like, and create some wild bass wave, like some deep bass wave that just flows through the journey that just reverberates. I don't know. Lots of cool stuff you can do with bass design. I definitely wouldn't want to do psychedelics on streams either. Yeah. Honestly, yeah, no. I don't even touch my phone. I don't even touch my phone when I'm on psychedelics. When I do, it feels weird. On LSD, it's a little easier, but it always feels so profoundly unnatural. Like it's like you get this like overwhelming feeling. You're just like, I'm staring at a screen, and this is not normal. Like this is not organic. Yes. All right. I imagine we'll probably soon. We're gonna just guide. We'll just go around the forest, maybe capture some dimensions, let some thoughts flow. But at some time, we'll probably head back to our studio, work on some meditative journeys, begin to transition the stream more into creating sounds. As much as, man, I honestly wish I could just do everything indoors. And part of, I've actually been working on downloading Ableton onto my Chromebook. So that is, I'm actually, it's definitely it's a thing I can do, I know. I just got to figure out how exactly to do this. Is I can download Ableton on my Chromebook, so I can basically just use Ableton as a loop pedal and, use a synth a keyboard if I desire to. So basically I could be chilling in the forest or beaches or wherever, busking, performing, and doing Ableton stuff. That's a powerful chapter. And I think since my loop pedal's been glitching out, that's actually what I have to do now. I have to discover Ableton now for my roving setup. So that's going to be exciting. Yeah. It is a wonderful looking day. Yeah, bro, it's wild because it's a little bit smoggy. The thing is, like in BC, there's wildfires, especially up where I'm at in Westwood. It's like we are in wildfire season, sadly, even more so than usual. Huh. Interesting. There's this tiny little, looks like the part of a beetle maybe, or a plant. It looks very, very artistic. Interesting. All right, yeah. Let's see. Here we are. This is the forest. I hear birds over here doing something. Some weird looking berries over there. What? Huh. Interesting. It feels so weird, but I enjoy playing music. It's the only reason I grabbed the phone. Very psychedelic vibe here. Playing music. Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, playing music. When I'm on psychedelics, my most natural, especially if I'm doing like a high dose of mushrooms, I just play guitar like crazy. Like I just let the transition from being completely sober to altered be very seamless by playing guitar. It's very natural. It's a very good transition. That or just sitting and meditating in the forest. This is a spot where I often stream when I do my guitar live streams. I just sit on this kind of log, this gentle stream. What a legend. What a good log. Welcome, 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 welcome. Thank you. Reforestation, yes, and restoration. Yeah, I mean, these forests, fortunately, they're very, very untouched as forest goes. I mean, this is the younger forest where it becomes much deeper, but very much, yeah. A lot of the forests, like if you go around Coquitlam and sort of the general area of Vancouver and etc., a lot of these are not untouched forests. They're very, like, altered. But these ones, they're very just like, it's kind of like you're in a Jurassic era where it's just, everything is just, it's just fallen over everything else. And the deeper you go, the more it's that way, where it's all just like, you know, decaying trees and trees falling over trees, and it's just, I don't know, it's just, it's unraveling as it needs to, or as it should. Yeah, very nice. What's poppin'? Hey, thank you, bro. Yeah, it's a thing where I've been less inclined to hop on streams, namely because I've just been, I don't know, just sitting in in altered states and traveling around sort of the city. And a lot of, again, as I said at the start of the stream, I've been reflecting deeply on being like, I just want to gig. I just want to create meditation portals and start to just like basically in a context move forward with certain dimensions of my projects in my life. And part of it, honestly, part of it can exist alongside doing streams frequently, you know, just popping in and just like, because streaming is just so nurturing when it's intentional. Like, streaming can be such a powerful portal. It's a space you can use to reflect ideas, to circulate ideas, to co-create, to, you know, as I do, create music and etc. It's a very powerful portal. But of course, presence is also extraordinarily important. And I don't know. I'm a firm advocate of action, so to speak. You know, I'm a firm advocate of being like, if you want things in this world to happen, you have to really apply yourself. You got to really show up. You got to, you know, really put an effort and make big moves and big shifts. No one's going to just hand these to you, of course. But also understanding, you know, what is your intention within these things? Like, how can you surrender and almost break open the model of how society tries to convince us that we must achieve something, or maybe achieve something out of a hyper stimulus. And that, I think, is actually the key, if I really am being honest. Wow, this spot over here. Because in essence, there's many different ways to achieve something, but of course it depends what you want to achieve. But in the reality is, I feel sometimes, wow, this tree though. This is a tree that splits off into two trees. It's the twin tree. The twin tree. Very powerful energy. As a twin, I appreciate that very much. But absolutely, it's like there comes a time, especially as full-grown adults and as an artist and etc., to realize how we can move forward by being grateful and appreciative of less. You know, transcending the idea that we have to achieve out of hyperstimulus, letting yourself actually move forward by surrendering into sort of what you are aligned with and need to align with. It's like sort of almost in alignment with a lot of what ancient Taoists speak of course. But it rings true. Like, you know, some people, you know, you might look at reality and be like, how do people seemingly achieve things that are seemingly impossible? Like, how do some people genuinely get to this place where they're able to do things that are seemingly impossible, that have seemingly no merit or grounds in reality of how people can achieve this in such a simple way? But it's often, I would say, through surrendering, through alignment. You know, it's almost like they speak of this very aptly, where the deepest dimension of evolving and growing is about alignment. It's almost like alignment can happen very fast. You know, alignment doesn't operate on the regular sort of ways that things unravel. You know, alignment can happen very rapidly, where it's like you're not just trying to progress in a linear way, you're aligning. Yeah. I think it's my friend over here. This is a rarity. In Westwood, we don't really see many human beings, but there's this one buddy he also just runs in these fields. In Chisholm. I think that's him. He's doing some sprinting. How's it going, man? Not bad, yeah. Just chilling.
Yeah, just chilling? That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just working out, just finished off my workout, just did some sprints.
Dude, fuck yeah. This is a phenomenal spot, I feel.
Right? It's like perfect.
Just an open field, often just completely empty. I was doing some runs earlier and was just like meditating in the forest.
Oh, yeah.
Doing some like pan flute stuff. And I low-key, this is actually my YouTube stream here.
Oh, really?
And my peeps, yeah, it's just got like some good people. This is homie. What's good?
That's good. That's pretty sick.
Yeah, it's been so chill. I literally was just like, you know what? I'm meditating. I'm enjoying this. I literally was sitting there for like 5-10 minutes just like meditating. I've just flipped on the stream and I'm like just saying some philosophical words. And then since then, it's just like people have been like appreciating the forest scenery and I'm just kind of, just kicking it, holding space for them. Yeah.
Nice. I respect that.
Yeah. So you were doing sprinting, like just like short sprints.
Just like short sprints. Just like there was like it's like a progression of like 25 meters, 35 meters, and 45 meters.
Word.
And just like 3 sets of that after like some other thing. I've just been like following this program that's been like helping me because I'm trying to get a dunk. So I've been following this program to get
That's legendary. Wow, to dunk.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, I've been really into trying to just like progress in doing cardiovascular training, like namely just to do like, I was doing for a while, I did an hour every day where I would do like progressively, usually just kind of like a gentle jog into a run for like 20-30 minutes, and then I would do a cold plunge and then I'd do 20-30 minutes. Oh, nice. And I did that every day for 12 days actually. It was like consistently, didn't even know I could ever do that. And it was just like I was constantly going. Then sadly after like a week of doing that, I was like running on the beach and I like did something in a ligament in my foot. Ooh. So I had to like stop running for like a couple weeks or so. Then I just transitioned back into strength training. Fortunately now it's fully healed, so I'm just like, all right, I can run again, and I'm just like back in it. But yeah, running is like, I swear in that period of like when I was running every day, I swear it completely just shifted my entire brain health. Like literally just like days where it was like, I'd run for like 10-20 minutes. Like I got to get out of the house because like I'd do my daily run. Mm-hmm. And then I would like be like, oh, I still have to get 30 minutes more in. So, and it would be like, I'd do my day and then I would sometimes run at like 9-10 at night for like half an hour just because I was like, oh, I got to get that period. And it would feel so enlightening. Like I'd literally be like, I just ran. It's like dark. I would go from like when the sun's dropping and I feel like exceptional. And then I would sleep deeper. I would like feel amazing. And I was like, I would never in my wildest dreams think to even do that.
That's actually, that's for real. Because after you do that too, you're like, damn, like I really just did that.
Yeah, it's like
So it's
that's
just like,
possible. Like I at any moment I could just hop over, especially when you live near this field. It's like
yeah.
literally I was just like barefoot, 10 o'clock at night, pitch
Mm,
black, just running. And I'm like, man, this is like so powerful, very
that's very
sacred.
true. Yeah, and it's like
Yeah,
perfect too. It's just a nice, such a nice spot.
dope. Good to see you, brother.
Good to see you too.
This is a weird trip
Yeah.
being on stream.
I did see you.
It
That's
was
so
good to
funny.
see you though.
Good
Yeah,
to see you too. Oh, one for us, you stream.
blessed. Thank you,
One for
brother.
us, your day.
Thank you,
Yeah.
man. Enjoy your session. The outdoors. Leather hat. Yes, sir. Bro, I was actually thinking a lot about that hat the other day. Like, I think I was watching, what was it? I think I was watching Justified. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Justified. I talk about it a lot. It's a great series where it's like, you basically, yeah, it's a long story short. It's like an older series, but the dude's wearing a hat a lot. And I, for some reason, was like thinking a lot. I was like, man, like, I just want to wear this hat, but like see the different ways that I can just casually wear, you know, my red leather type hat, and almost feel like, you know, is there a way to practically wear a hat, which there is, of course. I was kind of just like conceptualizing. Free side quest. Thank you. That's so dope. That dude Chisholm is like honestly one of the most intriguing dudes that I've ever met randomly. And I've only, like, in Westwood there's not a lot of human beings, but he randomly, I met him on the bus and we were just like talking a bunch. What was it about? I think like acting and training, stuff of that nature. But the dude is like insanely talented. Like, the dude is a legend. He's literally like incredibly good actor, incredibly good rapper, just incredibly talented, versatile human being. So it's crazy that I randomly find that dude in my neighborhood in Westwood, because I think he lives like 5 minutes away from here. He's just a gem. Like, the dude's got a great energy. I found funny too when I first met the dude. I was just like, you know, met him. His name's Chisholm, and I was like, bro, I was like, that's awesome. That's just like, you know, the Denzel Washington character on the Magnificent Seven. You know, Sam Chisholm. You know, Denzel's character. That movie is insane. I watch that movie constantly. You know, as I was here a week ago, this is basically what I did. Was I just did LSD, and even before the LSD kicked in, I just sat at this field, did a run for about 15, 20 minutes, you know, set the tone, and then I just sat. You know, I kind of took this, where is it? Oh yeah, had like my my shawl draped over myself and just sat there. And I ended up sitting for an hour and a half. And let me say, the first 10, 20 minutes were not easy. They were challenging, but it didn't matter. It didn't really matter. I just found my groove, and then eventually all my mind wanted to do, like, it was after like 10, 20, 30 minutes, my brain literally just gave myself permission to be like, this is it. Like, surrendering into pure, blissful awareness. It was like, there's no better thing I would rather do. There's nothing more valuable. And I found partly through this meditation session, my brain just suspended the idea of trying to think or become or do anything. Like, it was like any thought would occur. I was like, all right, that's kind of nice. That's kind of cool. That's an interesting, you know, intellectualization of what's occurring. But let's just let it go. Like, it was like, there was the feeling, maybe it was the LSD helping facilitate this, but there was a feeling, you know, in my sort of like in my energy body, just in my body, where I was like, I'm just going to return to that feeling. It's not about the mind's game. It's not about the mind's conceptions or observations. It's gone. It was just like, this is just facilitating a feeling. And that's it. No other thoughts. no other dimensions of reality. And as thoughts would arise, my mind would acknowledge that these are infinite models. These aren't temperate or one-dimensional or definite models. They're fluid. It's like, oh, so you're thinking about this person, or this thought, or maybe this concern, or this thought stream of that, and this occurring in your life. And I was like, but all of that is malleable. It's almost like in the fundamental level, none of that is real. It all is whatever you want it to become and make of it. All of it has infinite potential and ability to transform into whatever you desire to make it, and then so it becomes. And then the essence of it too was like the further thought of being like, I want to dive deeper in allowing myself to connect with the quantum. Like it was like how exciting of a thought, like how raw and curious of a thought to be like, but what if I actually, at the end of these hours of meditation, have some sort of capacity in a no mind way to connect to that which is the quantum, you know? Yeah. Open your mind. MTV Brat. Aye. Welcome. Yeah, boys. Yeah, I feel you about the leather hat, bro. I swear. I mean, the hat is itself is a little bit hindering, so it's like a hat that I gotta kind of like, I like to have nothing on my head more or less, just so I can have like, you know, blood circulation, or if I need to like vocalize into a mic or something. Like the physical restraints of a hat are the physical restraints, but beyond that, it's, yeah, I'm almost constant state of non-thought to sensory memory and sensory rituals. Interesting. Interesting. Oh. I think, you see, it's a balancing act. Because I don't think too much of having no conceptual thought or not honoring the conceptual, it's like almost like not honoring the stream of what the throat chakra desires to manifest. That is not, it's not like the mind or beyond the mind is better or worse. It's almost like in the essence, it's like the human and the astral are in perfect harmony. You want the human and the astral to be honored, the astral being the higher centers and the human being the lower centers. Not one is not better than the other. It's like the thought, it's not about eliminating thought and being like, no, thought is not welcome here. But it's about being like honoring intentional thought and letting thought understanding the role of thought. Like being like, okay, here it is. Like, here are the words, here are the conceptualizations, but they come from a place that is honored and that you know, put in perspective. I don't know. I personally, in my phase of my journey, I greatly benefit from exiting the mind's game, like many of us, I imagine. I innately have a very intense wave of intellectualizations, more or less. I'm very rooted in the 3D. So it makes sense to be like, just let it go. But both are important. Both are beautiful. Wow, it's so quiet. Shrooms, LSD, mescaline. Beautiful medicines, yeah, bro. I am straight, yes. Yeah. What drugs am I on? We're on life, brother. Completely sober. Again, I was about to say just a moment ago. I mean, I feel like in meditation, I feel like I'm in a really good state. Yeah. I just kind of just want to meditate. There's an ant. Yes. Everything in balance. Almost constant state. Yeah. Nice. Yes, LSD. Bro, yeah, my first LSD trip. Wow. That set the tone for so much. Yeah, very magical. Heath Ledger, is that you? Absolutely. Very nice. Hey, thank you, Solar Flare. Appreciate you being back here, brother. I'm sure I could. I'm sure I could play a great joke. Yeah, very nice. What is he doing? I'm simply being, brother. I'm just meditating. Ah, that's great. Bro, we got some homie here genuinely just hating on people's orientation. Yeah, that's just an L, man. All right, I think, man, yeah, I'm feeling very relaxed. As we are. I think we're gonna do a bit of training, and then we'll probably meditate a bit more, and then we'll head back to our studio. Because this whole stream is usually we're gonna do our studio recording dimensions, but we've just been chilling, man. Got this. This is what we're staring at. This beautiful field. This giant sort of valley thing. Yeah. Hey, thank you, brother. Pan flute rocks. Yeah. That's like totally not righteous. Interesting. I gotta say, out of the 3 pan flutes I've owned, well, actually, I've owned technically 5, but out of the 3 Romanian style ones, this is definitely my favorite for its clarity of sound. Yeah, it's very crisp. It's from Poland. Yeah. Especially those higher notes. I find it's pretty tricky to hit those higher notes on most pan flutes. Like, it's physically challenging. But on this pan flute, for whatever reason, just the way it was crafted and created, it's not as challenging. That was a clean backflip. Now we definitely got to head to the beach soon. Let's see what our... Okay, our phone. Okay. Interesting. Ever played the handpan drum? Cheers, Glitter Bunny. Yeah, thank you for the stars. We got some stars. Humble, peaceful, and kind. Cheers, dog. We just do. Ever played the handpan? I would love to get a handpan. But as of right now, yeah, it's not gonna happen anytime soon. I'm not thinking to invest in one. But I think, though, part of what I've been realizing is my sound journeys would benefit so greatly from a handpan tongue drum sound. Like, really, it's like that sound, that like metal tink, or that beautiful like sort of ethereal sound would be the perfect percussive layer to introduce. And it would also go very well, like the resonance pattern would fit very well with the setup I have. You know, the microphone into the tone would amp. Like, it would create like magical handpan sounds that would be recorded in a crisp audio. I don't know. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen one day. One day. Maybe once I just blow up or start doing gigs, making more money, I'm like, you know what? This is an investment that has to happen. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Handpan rocks. Yeah, it's a great instrument. It's just a great instrument. All right, I think for the sake of time and the sake of our battery life, we're gonna head back into the inside world, into our studio. See what we can do there, maybe set ourselves up to head out to the beach or something. Wow, though. Feeling very meditative. It's great. Randomly as ninja. Yes, I got lots going. Got lots of different tricks and things. Disciplines, I guess, is the word. It's good to be disciplined, I would say. You know, I don't know. All the keys to all the doors, it's all there on the other side of discipline. And discipline's not exactly like what you might think it is, right? It's not about just like forcing yourself to do things when you don't want to. I mean, that maybe is a part of it, but discipline's kind of like a mentality or a way of life where you're just like, like, do I desire to, I don't know, achieve things that require immense amounts of focus and effort, or even just like long-term perseverance, or whatever you want to, you know, associate or grow, or it's just like it's very vital. All right, let's actually get rolling back. Walking, yeah. Beautiful. It's actually pretty clear too. It's nice. It's not really not smoggy at all today. I mean, there's a little bit of smog in the air, but I feel like going out of the beach will be perfect. It's 4 o'clock. Wow, yeah, time is disappearing. Interesting. 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock. Ryan, thank you for being. Thank you. Aw, thank you, Phoenix. Thank you. Appreciate you continuously. We in it today. In the YouTube sphere, in this world, I don't know. Meditating, in the meditation, portal. Shoutouts, handstand push-ups. Shoutouts, exercising. Shoutout hydration. I don't think shoutouts do anything in any sort of capacity. Of course, except for if they're humans, but, you know, I think, yeah. At least algorithmically, of course they do something in some capacity. Some bushes. My view. It's this thing. Yeah. Got some of these pine trees, especially this pine tree. Thing I like about pine is you can just like crush it and then it releases pine, you know, pine oil. It smells great. Very good for tea as well. You know, I always like kind of become desensitized in a sense to just how awesome pine trees are. I mean, the street I'm on right now is called Pine Tree Street. But yeah, there's pine trees everywhere, and you can literally just like, you know, pick the pines, and then you just make tea of it or crush into pine oil. It smells great. It just smells like, you know, fresh pine tree. So great. We got these big ass houses. They're nice plants. Wicked. Feels like it's been longer than an hour and a half. But what a grand hour and a half. Indeed. Wow, there's pears. It's almost season for the pears, bro. It's crazy around here. There's lots of pears and apple trees, like literally just insane amounts. Generally, you just walk down like any street in any direction, and there's like 4 or 5 pear trees, and they just never really, no one can eat all the pears, so you can just walk by when it's peak season and just like pick some fresh pears and just run around. It's great. And they're very good pears. They're like golden pears. Yeah. Right. I think that's most natural. I often forget in some ways of what a natural angle even looks like. You know, for the perceiver. It's something that, you know, if I'm like going through the future of streaming and I'm just trying to capture the experience and capture the other people, if it is, feels like something I gotta sort of normalize, is just finding the good angles to capture, to make it a palatable experience. Okay. So it looks like we're pretty limited for time, but might as well just hop right in. And put on sort of weird neon stream light. Yeah. No, it's not. It's not very. Yeah. Just kind of. Sure. Sure. Yes. Spammy. Looks vivid over there. Nice. It's very sunny. It's very bright. Yes. Okay, what were we doing yesterday? Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see how this appears. I think I have some ideas how we might approach this. I don't know. For lighting. Yeah, that's more natural. It's kind of natural. So we pop in our Ableton thing. Focus right. Sets up. Yeah, maybe we could start with. So we got our setup here, and do our little sound setup. Got our didgeridoo here. Let's just do something, I suppose. Very good. I think what we're going to sort of do, we'll like loop that, I guess. It's kind of ambiguous. Testing, testing. So let's just even capture some raw sounds. So we can do that maybe. I don't know. It's got some sort of interesting airy feel. Seems a little bit unmastered, but I don't know. Aboriginal karabi didgeridoo and clapping sticks. Nice. Gave the drumming a nice cave-like effect. Yes. Interesting. Got kind of an overglow. What is that? Gave the drumming. It's all stuff. That didgeridoo, pan flute. It's all just going wherever it wants to go. I need to master this a little bit, but this is so far. Flip that down a little bit. Testing. Seeing, feeling, understanding from a place of pure awareness. Acknowledging the infinity within and without. Returning to a state of pure awareness. Thank you. Thank you. Just gotta reconnect this. Reconnect. And then that sounds a little better. I think I need my finger pick for that. Mm. very strange, but beautiful, but strange, being in standard tuning. We're usually in an altered tuning completely. The standard tuning is very nice. Why, thank you, Flair. Thank you, brother. Reverberation from the Thea. The Thea, yes. Oh, wow. Very kind. Felt. Let's see if I'm not even sure. I think I'm sitting around in a microtone range because I've been playing in different tuning. Let's see if we're actually in tuning here because I don't even know. Oh yeah, it's not even plugged in. Let's maybe create a background sound. Whoa. Oh, that's out of tone. I lost my tonality there. Interesting. The funny thing is, I've been playing out of tuning. I've been playing in a alternate tuning for multiple months now, and I just went back to standard tuning. So my entire voice, or my tuning sort of calibration, is a little bit. It's more used to a microtone. It's weird. It's hard to explain. But my voice doesn't. It like hears the tones slightly off kilter when I harmonize them regularly. So now that I'm in standard tuning, 440, it actually feels awkward. It doesn't sound proper, but that's okay. I don't even know. I don't even know. We'll find it. We'll find that. We'll find the right tone. Yes. Oh, thank you. Someone I feel. It's interesting. Someone I met said the same thing. Like she felt my energy when I just met her through Facebook. Alright, I think we're going to make the executive decision. Now it's 4:30. It's probably the very latest we can be to head to the beach. So I think we want to make the executive decision to shower and go to the beach. Yeah. Time is of the essence. Honestly, all I want to do is meditate, it feels right now. But I don't know. I guess that's a decision I'll have to make. I don't know. What if I can't get back? Maybe I don't need to. Nah. Nice. Drifting from Earth. Sick. That's beautiful, dog. I appreciate that. I appreciate the reflection, you know? I remember thinking about that. I think it was the last stream. I was like, I don't often listen back to my own meditative journeys until recently, you know, until I was like, word, let's make a journey that's studio recorded that I'm going to listen very attentively to. And it felt good. I was like, whoa. I was like, this is insane. The sounds themselves, especially when they're very intentionally layered together, really seem to land. Like it facilitates something. So I'm really happy to hear. It sounds good, and yeah, I'm gonna definitely, as I sort of emulated moving forward, I'm really desiring to do something where I'm gonna basically focus on releasing meditative journeys very similar to, sort of like capturing, because, on my computer, I recorded little blips of these one-shot takes. I can arrange these takes and then create full journeys. I can be like, all right, I got one vocal piece, a guitar piece, pan flute piece, and just do it as single streams where it all streams together. And then I record it or I arrange it, and then I do some editing where I create like a visual experience, maybe add some philosophical quotes, and make it like a full comprehensive sort of visual and audio journey, for the YouTuber. And I want to just normalize getting into the habit of creating a lot of those, making them like maybe 2-3 minutes at the most, and then releasing a bunch of those on YouTube to sort of just put that into the algorithm, see if the YouTube algorithm can deliver. Because I think often the way that I create content, at least on my long format content, it's very counterintuitive to trying to help the algorithm actually, find my audience. Which is, it is what it is. Like, I'm in a constant state of experimentation, but I think I want to zero in on being, all right, let's just consistently do a very strong concept that would resonate and then just constantly deliver it in the YouTube long format algorithm and see how that goes. I don't know. I would be super stoked to see some traction within that. Yeah. Amazing. Thank you. It feels good. It feels good. Let's go. Yes. What is good? What wild pets? Cool. Why, thank you. Thank you for being here, Mike. And thank you. Yes, blessings from Canada to Russia and to wherever you guys are at in this world. Yeah. Cheers, dog. What if I cancel that? So that, yeah. Amazing. Reverberations. Amazing. Well, thank you so much for being here. I think we'll do our outro. Don't know what I'm doing with my hands here, but yeah. Thank you for being here. Appreciate the support very much. It's been an awesome energy. And the majority of the stream was very chill. It was just kind of just meditating and hanging in the forest, which felt resonant, especially helps for we're, pretty tight for time. So this is brilliant. I'm stoked. But yes, thank you so much for chiming in. Deeply appreciate the support. Feel free to subscribe to this channel if you are not already. I do meditative sound journeys among various types of YouTuber stuff, and I also teach guitar stuff. Yes. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much, Phoenix. A special appreciation to you, Phoenix. Beautiful. Thank you, thank you. Yes. Hope you have a good day and a good night wherever you guys are in this world, and have a good life, as Wim Hof would say. Yes. Also, I have a Ko-Fi. If you feel so inclined, Ko-Fi, self-promotion. No, it's a tipping platform, though, on Ko-Fi. If you feel so inclined, no pressure, no expectations, but it's an immediate way to tip creators without YouTube taking 30% of the overhead. So if you feel so inclined, no pressure at all. Honestly, don't need... Yeah, it's just a sincere gesture is nice, but it's nothing, yeah. Don't need, it's, yeah, it is what it is. But anyways, thank you so much. It's Ko-Fi ASE. No symbolism. Ko-Fi-ASE. Yeah. Man, I'm not great at promoting myself, but it is what it is. Thank you for being here. Bless and honor yourself and honor each other. See you guys in the next episode. Yes, ashe.